Hey, you're here. You've made it. This is the capstone, if you will, on the How to Play series from Cam at the Double Pipcast. So we are going to cover how a actual game of the Transformers trading card game plays out. We've talked about the basics. We've talked about how a turn can be played without playing actions, without playing upgrades, just how you can play through the game in the normal flow. Without muddying it up with the actual rules. I don't know if you call it muddying if this is how we're going to actually be playing the game, but a very simple version of the game can be played in the previous video. This is going to be actions and upgrades and flipping and drawing and playing cards from our hand. We're taking everything from the previous video and we're going to use it here. So if you're hazy on the details, we're going to use them now. If you want to, you can go back and watch the other videos. So, first thing we need to do, we need to flip a coin. So I don't have a coin, but I'm going to choose a random number and have Siri tell us if we've got it. So I'm going to say even. If I get evens on Siri's random number generator, I get to choose who goes first. Hey Siri, choose a random number.
Between 0 and 100 is 85.
Okay, so I don't get to go first because 85 is not even, but other me who is playing gets to decide. Hey, I'm going to go first. Thanks, me. So we're going to go first with the Decepticons that I brought into battle. And yes, they do equal 25 stars. You can check me if you want, but we've got Slipstream, Night Flight, and Starscream. 3 planes going into Bumblebee, Blue Streak, and Red Alert. Autobot cars. This is a deck that I've had a ton of fun with, and these are actually some decks that I use, and that's why they're all sleeved up. So, since I'm going to go first, I'm going to draw 3 cards for my starting hand. The other player is going to draw 3 cards for their starting hand. You do this after you have chosen who goes first. You don't look at your cards, you don't draw the cards. And that is so you don't look at your card and say, ooh, these are pretty good, I'm going to go first. So that is the order of operations right there. If I'm wrong, hit me up in the comments, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. So you also get to draw a card. So now I have a starting hand. I have a upgrade utility. I've got a secret action that we briefly touched on in the last video talking about battle cards. I've got some actions. These battle icons that we've gone over, they don't mean anything when they're in our hand unless there's something that says play a green card from your hand or so on and so forth. But right now, they don't mean anything for us. On the first turn, important rule, pause this and listen, or pause whatever you're doing. The player who goes first cannot play a card from their hand. Cannot. So these don't do anything for us now. We got to look at them, ooh, ah, but they go down on the table. The only thing we can do, we drew, which happens every turn. We can flip to a different mode once per turn. Doesn't matter. You can't do every character. Only one character gets designated with the ability to flip. So we're going to flip Slipstream, and this turn usually happens very quickly because there's not much you can do, but hey, we're going through the basics, man. We're just talking about this, and I'm here with you, and we're going through it. So I'm going to flip Slipstream to bot mode. Everybody starts in alt mode. That's a key point that I missed. Everybody starts in alt mode at the beginning of the game. We flip Slipstream to bot mode. She gets an ability that says, when this attacks, and you flip 3 icons or more, different colors, you get +3 attack. That is pretty common in this deck, so that's cool. We're going to move his cards out of the way. Thank you for moving my cards. I couldn't get my wife to come out here and play. She's in the background on the phone chattering with somebody, so I'm playing against myself, solitaire style. We're going to go into Red Alert, and if you look, you can see that the defense on these guys is pretty high, 2, 2, 4, wow. But we're going to go into Red Alert. So we're going to do that by doing what? tapping cam, we're going to indicate that we're attacking by tapping. We're going to flip 2 cards. 1, 2. I've got 1, 2, 3 different colors. Slipstream's going to get a buff on her attack of +3. I didn't have any orange in my battle icons, so we're just going to be sitting with a 6 because 3, 3. Awesome. Defense gets to flip. There too. We got a white, an orange, and a bunch of orange. So white and a bunch of orange. So Red Alert has only 2 defense. So he's going to take 4. Again, I wasn't able to use anything on that turn, but this next turn with Red Alert, the Autobot Cars team, you'll see that occurring. All right, so Red Alert's team, I guess he's the leader of this team, he's going to go next. So we've both flipped. I'm going to take Decepticon Crown, and I'm going to switch it out with a card from my hand. We're going to take Battlefield Report. Hey, I don't want this anymore. Okay, that sounds good. And I'm going to take Decepticon Crown. I can do that because it has a green icon. And if you remember, once per battle, the attacker can take a green card and switch it out for a card from their hand, and then defense can do the same. So we're going to do that right now. Decepticon Crown goes in my hand. Battlefield Report goes with my scrap. And I just noticed that I did not do, we're off to a great start. I did the white pip on the defense flip, but I did not do the white pip on the attack flip. But this is good learning because you always want to make sure that the board state or the game state is correct. So you don't just say, better luck next time. That can mess things up. So we're going to grab our 2 whites. Hey, we're adding 1 more to the attack. And a judge in an official event will make sure that this occurs, but it's up to you and your buddy to make sure that you aren't missing such things. I don't have a buddy with me right now, so I have to rely on my brain, which usually works pretty fine. So we're going to take these, we're going to put them in the discard pile now that everything is said and done. Defense didn't have any green to take, so they are done. And remember, when the deck runs out, we do not take our battle cards from those flips and put them into our reshuffle. They go in afterwards. We're not adding them to our deck to shuffle back. Okay, so now it's this guy's turn. He gets to draw a card. Here's his hand. He's got some actions. He's got some upgrades. Cool. He can actually play one. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip Blue Streak, and the goal of this deck is to use these abilities. It's kind of cool. So Blue Streak has an ability that when he flips a white, orange, and a blue, he gets to flip back to his alt mode, and his alt mode has 4 defense. So we're going to flip him over and try to do this. So we are going to put this card Spinner Rims on there, which allows us to flip an extra card on our first white. We're going to attach it, and we're going to denote that by putting it below the character. Some people will say that the upgrades need to be put on either side, at the bottom, just as long as your opponent can see that you indeed have an upgrade on there. It's not hidden underneath. That's good. Okay, so we've got an upgrade attached. The character, the player on team or on the second turn can only use an action or an upgrade, not both. Once it gets back to this side, then it's a free-for-all. We can use 1 action and 1 upgrade per turn. Okay, so Blue Streak is going to attack. Who can he attack? These guys? No, because they're untapped. He can only attack a tapped character. Tap goes into a tapped character. We flip 2. We just got 2 blue, so Spinner Rims didn't do anything for us. Defense flips. We have a blue, a white, 2 more for the white. We have 2 blues on defense. There was 2 blues on attack, so there's nothing good there. So we're just getting 5 from Blue Streak, going into 3 defense from Slipstream. So we're going to take 2. So you just saw an upgrade played. You just saw a flip. We didn't see an ability fire off. That's because this deck is not stacked. They were shuffled beforehand. But we also saw that we could take a green card and put that into our hand. And we saw some defense. We saw some damage being done. So now it's back to the Decepticon team. And we've got some cards in our hand. We drew one. Now I can play an action and I can play an upgrade. So I'm going to play this mining pick upgrade weapon onto Starscream. I'm going to flip Starscream. What mining pick says is when the upgraded character attacks, you can take up to 2 cards from your hand and put them on top of your deck. Now this is where the fun of this deck comes in, and I know I'm getting into some minutia, but that's what this video is about. When Decepticon Crown, that's a battle card type, when Decepticon Crown is flipped, Starscream gets +3 attack and +3 defense until the end of turn. That's pretty crazy. Whoa, I've got 2 Decepticon Crowns in my hand. So I'm going to attack Bluestreak. Again, I tap him horizontally. I can only go into a tapped character. I get to plan 2 because of mining pick. Plan, remember, is taking the number of cards that the card tells you can plan and put them on top of the deck if you want to. I'm going to take 2 Decepticon Crowns and put them on top of my deck. Hey, now I'm attacking you. I flipped 2 cards. Whoa, what a surprise. It's Decepticon Crown. These give me +3 because Starscream likes these cards. He synergizes with them. That's why they're in here. So we get these 2. Hey, there's a white. I get 2 more. Oh, cool. I get an orange and a black. And all these have green, so I can grab one of them up at the end of the turn. Okay, Bluestreak's defending. He has 0 defense in this mode because that's how he plays. He's 0 defense in this side and 4 defense in the other side. Oh no, how unfortunate. He flipped 2 Erratic Lightnings, which are orange cards, so he didn't get any defense added to it. So I've got 3, 6, because of, again, Starscream's ability that turns these into attack and defense buffs. 3, 6, 7, 6 on Starscream. So 6, 7, 13. There's a black pip on there, so just for good measure, we have 1 pierce because there's 1 black pip. So if for some reason he blocked 13 attack, which can happen, then 1 would get through guaranteed. But he's not blocking any because there's no defense and there's no blue pips. So all 13 is good. Bluestreak only has 9 health. Bluestreak goes away into the KO area. His upgrade and his battle cards from that flip go into the discard pile, and we're all set. That's red alerts damage. So that was a pretty good flip. This deck wants to keep recycling these Decepticon Crowns, so I will grab one of them because that's all I can do, and I will take this incoming transmission, put it with my battle cards, and also scrap them because I'm done with my green flips. Okay, so that's how a turn works. We saw that a character can get KO'd. Goodbye, Bluestreak. So sorry, we hardly knew you. We saw some abilities go off. We saw upgrades being played. We didn't see an action, but what that would look like is I could have played this Vaporize card. I could have scrapped the Spinner Rims card that was on Bluestreak before I blew him off the face of the earth with Starscream. So that's how it plays. You take turns going back and forth. Let's say Red Alert attacks Night Flight, or he would attack one of these guys, probably Slipstream because she has 2 damage on her already and you want to keep the damage in one area. We attack Slipstream, then Night Flight attacks on this turn. We go into him, do some damage. These are all tapped. Bumblebee's left. Bumblebee attacks, add some cards to him, some upgrades, some actions, and then now that everything's done, damage is dealt, everybody is turned sideways like this. Everybody flips back, and then whoever just defended goes for their next turn, and it keeps going like that until somebody has won by defeating the characters, and that is how the game is played. Hey, so you've done it. You have graduated from the Double Pipcast, How to Play Transformers Trading Card Game course. If you're not quite sure how to play it, go back through it one more time. Leave some comments in the comment section below and talk amongst yourselves to figure it out. A couple of awesome places to check out more information on how to play: the Transformers Trading Card Game official and unofficial Facebook page, the Transformers Trading Card Game subreddit, the YouTube channels of Rec and Rule, and the Wassy Plays YouTube channels as well. Those are great channels to check out. So thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more video content. If you guys like this, please like it, subscribe to the channel. I'll make more if the feedback on this is good. Otherwise, I'll continue to make the podcast almost every week. Most recent episode of the Double Pipcast was a interview with the champion of the Energon Invitational, which was a big Transformers trading card event to end off the year for the competitive season. So if you like the video, again, like, subscribe. If you want to listen to me more, you can take a listen to the Double Pipcast on Apple and Google podcast services. Thank you very much.